Thank you for joining us today for this special webinar. We are thrilled to have you here as we delve into a topic that impacts millions of lives worldwide: diabetes. Yesterday marked the World Diabetes Day, and it's the perfect time to focus on raising awareness and empowering ourselves with knowledge to manage and prevent this chronic condition. To guide us on this journey, we have a remarkable speaker with us today, Manish. An IITian turned functional nutritionist, Manish brings a unique blend of scientific expertise and practical insights with over 200 healthcare and nutraceutical products launched under his leadership as a former R&D head. He has dedicated his career to simplifying health and wellness for all. Today, he's here to help us understand how to take control of our health and prevent lifestyle related diseases like diabetes. So let's give a warm welcome to Manish. Manish, over to you.
Thank you, Shrikant. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. So as Shrikant says, yesterday was a World Diabetes Awareness Day, and I think that's why we are having this special session. The session is little special because more than 10 crore people in India right now are diabetes or pre-diabetic. It's happening in the US. It's happening in China. It's happening across the world. A lot of people are becoming diabetes and pre-diabetes, and obesity is also one of the prominent urban chronic disease right now. So quick background about me, as Shrikant said, I graduated from IIT Kharagpur in 2011. I did a corporate job, then I did my startup, then again job. In last few years, I worked as the R&D head for the formulation in multiple nutraceutical brand, almost developed 200 plus supplements for the industry. Uh, Last year, I started doing the deep research on the lot of chronic disease what we develop. Trying to understand the root cause behind those diseases. So to learn this systematically, to learn the reversal of it, I actually learned the functional medicine principle and also became a certified functional nutritionist to understand and how to reverse the chronic disease. One of my favorite topic and one of the most important topic of today of the world is obesity and the diabetes. So yeah, I'll start with the session. I have make a PPT in a such a way that where I'll explain you what is the core reason behind the obesity and the diabetes, how we develop those things. I'll quickly cover. I'll explain the topics, and I'll give you 10 or 11 hacks or daily habits to prevent or even to reverse those obesity and diabetes in today's time. One thing we need to understand, these are the, nutritionist guideline. These are not the medical advice. Please don't account me for the medical advice because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a functional nutritionist. I can help you reverse and prevent chronic disease, but I cannot help you in acute diseases. Uh, and the diabetes actually falls in a chronic disease. So I'm legally allowed to talk about this subject. Because nobody say that diabetes happened because of the deficiency of metformin. Nobody get the high triglyceride because of the deficiency of statin. So allopathic medicine are not the main primary reason to reverse those things. There are better lifestyle changes also possible where you can use those and reverse your chronic diseases. So this is the one slide why it's important for you to understand this topic, why it's important to prevent obesity and diabetes in you, in your family members, because more than 100 million people in India now are diabetic and pre-diabetic, and these people also have developed the hypertension. Down the line you will see a lot of different issues because diabetes is a symptom. The core reason is something else. We'll understand those also. So this session is not about type 1 diabetes. So probably some of you know that there are two, three kind of diabetes. There's diabetes 1.5 also recently been discovered. There's diabetes 3 also recently been discovered. But we won't talk about those diabetes as of now because those are a more kind of autoimmune disease rather than a lifestyle disease. In this session, we'll talk about a type 2 diabetes, which generally happen because of insulin resistance. So if you see, we have a pancreas below the liver and the stomach. Pancreas have a beta cells which makes the insulin, and insulin is that humble hormone which take care of glucose in your blood. Whenever we have a dysfunction, metabolic dysfunction, this insulin reaction or insulin way of working don't work the way we want it work, we actually develop the insulin resistance. I'll explain the insulin resistance topic also in going forward, but in this particular presentation today, we're going to talk about type 2 diabetes, not type 1. So one of the most important thing to understand why we develop the obesity or diabetes type 2 is because of insulin resistance. What is insulin resistance? You understand? So insulin is the hormone which is required whenever we eat food. Our foods carbohydrate get digested into glucose, fructose, and other things. Fructose goes to the liver, liver converted to back to glucose, and glucose directly get absorbed to our blood. Uh, we have a muscle cells, we have a fat cell, we have a different organs which require glucose to convert into the energy. So glucose is our fuel, but glucose cannot enter into our cells. There is something called insulin, which is required for glucose to enter into the cell. And when we, develop the insulin resistance, this particular insulin, whatever insulin our body is generating, is receptor and insulin. This door opening mechanism get dysfunction. Our existing insulin in our body is not able to open the door of a cell so that glucose can enter the cell. So the glucose is circulating in the blood, but it's not able to enter into your cells. It's not able to convert into energy. And this high glucose, when this glucose keep on circulating in the blood, your brain sense that glucose is still circulating. So brain will again signal to the pancreas to release more insulin. And this is called the hyperinsulinemia. Many doctors even don't check hyperinsulinemia these days. They only wait for you to, develop a high glucose or HB1AC, then only detect the diabetes. But hyperinsulinemia happened much more before than the diabetes happened. This we'll understand how this we develop the insulin resistance, but this is the main topic you need to understand that our own cells are not responding well to the insulin, and because of that we develop the hyperinsulinemia, and this is going forward ahead is going to become obesity and the diabetes. So one of the common reason for insulin resistance is frequent eating. When we eat food, our bodies spike the glucose, and when the cells are have taken the enough glucose, but we are still spiking a glucose in our blood, the cells are no more going to take the glucose in. This insulin is going to take the glucose. So this is the main cycle of to understand insulin resistance. We eat food, we make insulin to take care of glucose. Cell resists the insulin, cell don't take the glucose inside. This insulin actually have to take care of glucose somehow, because our brain does not like higher glucose in our body, in our blood. This insulin going to convert this sugar or glucose molecule into fat. This fat is going to be deposited into your abdominal or different part, but your cells still have not got the glucose. You still feel tired and hungry, and you eat again. This is the cycle of insulin resistance. That's why people those who are obese or a diabetes, they actually get a lot of hunger pangs much faster. So one of the core reason to develop insulin is, one is like you keep on eating this carb rich food more frequently. Uh, Abdominal obesity is again linked with the insulin, and insulin resistance is linked with the abdominal obesity. So abdominal obesity happen because of extra calorie consumption also. If your daily consumption of calories is, you are sedentary and you don't burn a lot of calories, but you eat more calories, anyway you're eating more calories, body is not going to get rid of those calories. Your insulin is going to deposit that calorie in your abdominal or in your some organs. This obesity also further increase insulin resistance in your body. This both are things are linked. Either you develop insulin resistance first because of your frequent eating but still managing your calories, or either you eat large meals of high calories, more calories what you burn every day. These also convert into the insulin resistance. Lack of exercise, sedentary lifestyle, we are not building enough muscle, we are not burning enough calories, we are not making our cells sensitive to insulin, we are not burning the glucose which is inside the cell right now, but we keep on eating on top of it. This also makes our cells insulin resistance. There are some genetically, susceptibility also, where some Asian and Hispanic are found to be more prone to be get insulin resistance. But these are the reasons. But yeah, we can reverse the insulin resistance also. So nothing to bother about it. But yeah, this is the lifestyle things. We can reverse it and we can control it. Insulin resistance is actually a serious thing we need to understand, because obesity and diabetes right now may look non-harmful, because with the help of metformin we can manage our diabetes. With the obesity we don't care much, but the core reason behind having insulin resistance and just having a lot of insulin circulate in our blood, it can cause a lot of different problems. Insulin resistance is now the core reason behind a lot of chronic disease what we develop, and nobody knows that this insulin resistance is the main core reason. There's chances that someone who is insulin resistant right now have no diabetes but will develop some other chronic disease. The chronic disease look like the PCOS we heard about, PCD we have about, NAFLD, which is like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, atherosclerosis, which is hardening of or not working of your arteries in the heart. It's become littering artery. This is also very common with the insulin resistance. Heartburn, low HDL, cirrhosis, constipation, hypertension, cardiomyopathy is again is happening. elevated blood sugar is happen much later at, generally your body or insulin manage the blood sugar level. But yeah, if your pancreas get tired and the whatever insulin it is generating is not able to manage the glucose, you will start going to see the elevated blood sugar also down the line. Elevated triglyceride is very common way to figure out insulin resistance. Abdominal fat is a clear way to see if you have developed some insulin resistance. Some of the signs again, to how to see if you have developed hyperinsulinemia or the insulin resistance is, you see you get lower blood sugar if you don't eat food. You have a high insulin level. The glucose has been taken care by the insulin and deposited into the fat cell. Now what? The higher insulin is still circulating in the blood. This higher insulin is actually asking for more glucose to take care of it, but you are not eating food. Then you start getting a low blood sugar. When you get a low blood sugar, you again get craving for more sugar because you see that you are not feeling good. You are feeling you're sinking. Well, you feel that you are feeling low energy. That is a sign of feeling low blood sugar because there is a very high insulin circulating in the body. Hair loss is one of the common reasons. Craving sweets, fatty liver, PCOS, decreased testosterone is one of the common symptoms. Gout is like uric acid deposition. Weight gain happens. Feeling tired after meal is also one of the signs. You get, your neck get, little darkened. You start getting some skin tags. That is also very good sign of insulin resistance. Triglyceride, blood sugar, belly fat is one of the signs of insulin resistance. How do you check insulin resistance clinically? There is something called HOMA-IR test. You can book it from whatever lab you trust. Values of more than 1.9 confirms the insulin resistance. You can also check your insulin PP. So right now, allopathic doctor don't check your insulin PP. Generally check your before glucose and after, after breakfast, 2 hours after breakfast glucose. But actual way to check insulin resistance or hyperinsulinemia is to check your insulin PP, which is, insulin after 1 hour or insulin after 2 hours of a breakfast. More than 20, micro IU per ml uh, insulin PP is found to, found revealed insulin resistance. Higher triglyceride more than 100 mg per dl is again sign of insulin resistance. HbA1c is more than 5.3 is again sign now that insulin resistance is also happening, but also now your hemoglobin is also getting caramelized. That is also a good sign to detect early stage of insulin resistance. We understand what is insulin resistance, how we develop insulin, what are the signs of detecting insulin resistance, which are actually a reason behind obesity and diabetes down the line. But what are the way? Everyone say do the or everyone will tell you that these are the lifestyle disease. But what are the lifestyle disease? What do you change in your lifestyle to not have those disease? So I'll start talking about 10 habits what you can do every day, which actually help you prevent developing insulin resistance, or even you have developed insulin resistance. These habits, if you start, some of them you start inculcating in your daily, then start inculcating more of them. You will see that you are reversing your insulin resistance, you are reversing your obesity, you are reversing your diabetes also down the line. It may take some more time, but yeah, this is a much better approach because correcting our lifestyle habits is a long-term sustainable way to prevent the disease rather than taking the allopathic medicine. Habit one is don't start your day with sugary milk tea or coffee. Your milk tea, sugary milk tea, is actually have a lot of sugar into it. Simple sugar, refined sugar. And on the first morning when you take such thing, actually your insulin spikes a lot. And then you get into the loophole of spiking your insulin. Then the glucose come down. Then after 1 hour, 2 hours, you feel again hungry. Then you again take a breakfast. Again eat some sweets. Again your insulin goes up, glucose go up, then it's come down, and there's a loop of getting a hunger pangs, and entire day you are just nothing doing nothing but you are spiking your insulin, bringing your glucose down, again increasing your glucose, again bring it down, and you are living in a roller coaster ride. So don't start your day with a sugary milk tea. Don't start your day with the bread jam or any sugary food. Start your day with the soaked fenugreek seeds. 1 tablespoon, or start with the 1 teaspoon of soaked fenugreek seed. If you can't chew this seed, it's okay to take the seeds, gulp them, and drink the water. You can have its water also. You can add little cinnamon powder to this water and make it little lukewarm and sip this water in the morning. This should be your starting day rather than sugary milk tea. Fenugreek seeds are now proven to control your blood sugar spike. It's proven to control your hypertension, which is your BP in general language. It is proven to control your bad gut bacteria. It has improved your gut health. In fact, it's improved your pancreas health also. It helps you release better enzyme to digest your food. So only 1 teaspoon. Start with a 1 teaspoon. Don't jump to the 1 tablespoon. But Down the line, you have to move to the 1 tablespoon, which is around 3 to 5 grams of fenugreek seed, which you soaked in the night. In the morning, when it's soaked already 10 to 12 hours, you just eat these seeds or just gulp those seeds and drink this water. This is one of the easiest habits you can do to control your, insulin spike and glucose spike for entire day. Another one very good hack is, your meal order should be different. What we eat right now, we quickly jump into whatever the most tastiest food. Generally, it is carb-rich food and a gravy, which is very tasty. We have to change that habit. We need to start with a salad or the vegetable. In salad, I wouldn't say that, go very extreme with the, lettuce or something, but with normal cucumber or carrot is a very good salad. Both are peelable vegetable. Both doesn't contain a lot of bacteria. You wash them, you peel them, and you eat them. Even these are raw vegetable, but these are 100% safe vegetable. I wouldn't recommend you to eat spinach raw because it can have bacteria. But these both are peelable vegetable. So always start your meal with some salad. It's okay to have half a cucumber. It's okay to have one small carrot. Depend on you. Then have your protein-rich food or fat-rich food. If you're non-vegetarian, whatever your non-veg diet is. If you're vegetarian, whatever your vegetarian diet is. But then have your, uh, bowl of dal, bowl of your sabji, bowl of your whatever gravy you have made. And at last, always have a starchy or the sugar-rich food. Even you are going to have some dessert, always have it at the last. Try to have avoid dessert, but only for a special occasion. When you're going to take the dessert, always take it at last. Always start with a salad and the protein and fat, and the starchy food should be the last thing. Just a normal example of Indian diet. You can follow. You might be following any diet, maybe Western diet or something. In every meal, you can always classify which is the my vegetables, which is my protein and fat source, which is my pure carbs. Uh, if you are vegetarian, then you can take the Greek yogurt. If you are vegan, you can always take the bowl of dal. Condensely make a not very watery dal, little dense dal. So in a lot of past, the fat has been, demonized. The people say don't take consume fat, don't eat ghee, don't eat nuts, don't eat coconut. It has a saturated fats. Increase your triglyceride, increase your LDL, increase your SDL, and all those things. And people actually misunderstood the, fat and oil difference. We need good quality fat. Almost every day we need 30 to 40 gram or 50 gram of high quality fat because our cells are made of the fat. Our brain have made 60-70% brain is made of the fat. So do eat coconut, do eat coconut chutney, eat soaked nuts often, but don't eat fried food. Don't eat a lot of fried food. In fact, try to avoid them as much as possible. When you are hungry in the evening, when you are craving for vada pav or some mendu vada, just try to chew some nuts. It's okay. You don't need to avoid fat, you need to avoid oil. This is a very clear differentiation we need to learn, that we don't need to avoid fat. Saturated fat is not bad. It's in fact good for our health, but we need to avoid the oil, because when we start taking deep fried food in oil, we don't follow 30-40 gram of oil per day. We go much over them. And then this fried food always have a lot of omega-6 kind of a fat, which actually create a lot of inflammation. And this inflammation again support a lot of insulin resistance. So we don't have to fall into that loop. Try to walk 10-15 minutes after lunch. Try to walk 10-15 minutes after dinner. I know it's very difficult for corporate people. Uh, Sometimes they are not allowed it. Sometimes they are eating food while attending the meetings. So it's okay to, convert your position from standing position rather than sitting. I think every company is now, okay with that. There, some of the employees are working standing after lunch or after dinner. Uh, Try to get 10 to 15 minutes of morning sun. Try to get it barefoot is much better. I'll cover later on why the barefoot is much better. So 10 to 15 minutes of walking after lunch, after break, after dinner is much good. Even you are not able to do all three, try to at least put yourself in the standing position rather than sitting immediately after eating food. This is proven. There are a lot of research paper which says that if you start walking after meal, your glucose spikes, your intensity of glucose spikes taper down. It's become very normal and it's again come back to normal. You can take the audio meetings while walking also, if you can, if your company allows. Intermittent fasting, it's actually, again, little restricted eating, but it's actually proven really good. You can skip your breakfast or you can delay your breakfast. We don't need breakfast immediately after waking up. Lot of people have created very misconception and we should eat within 45 minutes after waking up. This is not the right thing. Our body always have lot of glucose glycogenesis stored in the liver. We don't need food immediately after waking up. Our liver is capable of providing glucose for almost 2 days. Right, we have glycogen in our liver, we have some glycogen. Our muscles has a lot of glycogen which can continue convert to the glucose. We will not become hypoglycemia immediately if we don't eat breakfast for a couple of hours. So try to avoid eating heavy carb rich breakfast in first hour. It's okay to do intermittent fasting. It's actually pretty good if you are becoming little obese, if you are becoming little diabetes, or if you are seeing that you are developing insulin resistance. These are the general intermittent fasting rules that people generally do: 8 hours of eating and 16-hour fasting. But you can start with 12 hours of fasting and 12 hours of eating, slowly move to the 14 hours and slowly move to the 16 hours. This is general guideline, and don't have the sugar, milk, or anything in the first half. Have your proper meal. Start your day with a proper meal. You can have your milk, tea, or your coffee or something 1 hour after your lunch, which is around 2 to 3 o'clock. In between your two meals, you can have your caffeine or something if you are craving it. Don't have it. You can have the black coffee also in the first half. You can have your green tea also. You can have the herbal tea also. But generally, people in India generally don't take black coffee in the morning. Some people started taking. Generally, in India, we take the sugary milk tea or sugary milk coffee in the morning. Don't do that. Try to avoid as much as possible. Exercise again, everyone will tell you, but it's a non-negotiable nowadays because we sit for 10 hours in our office chair. You don't have to go to gym for 1 hour or 1.5 hours. You don't have to join a tennis club and you don't do the something normal squatting at your home before taking a shower. You can just do 10 push-up. It's okay to do it. Start at home itself. Everyone will tell you just 20-minute yoga is good. 20 minutes of jumping jacks are good. Standing on your toes, just giving your calf muscle little bit strength is also pretty good. Just start little bit. 10-15 minutes is good. In the morning, just make a 20-30 minute of your rule of going to the sun barefoot, and there itself do your exercise. Grounding is actually again it's a very ancient wisdom. Everyone know that we humans are actually conductive. We are not insulative. We pass electron through our body. Our homes are not grounded as of now. We live in apartments. We have lost our touch with the earth. So this particular habit has found to reduce a lot of inflammation in the body. People those who had a diabetes wounds actually have cured their wounds because of earthing. So just morning 10 or 15 minutes when you're going in your sun, try to remove your shoes and footwear. Try to touch the ground, the grass. The same time you can just uplift your toes, do some exercise, do some yoga. Combine all of the thing in this 20 minutes. But yeah, chuck your footwear for 20 minutes and just get into touch with the earth. Let your electron and comes in connection with the earth. Whatever, if you have excess electron, it will go back to the earth. If you have lack of electron, some electron will come into your body. So this grounding is very important. 5 minutes is also important. We are not Many of people are not grounded from last 1 month or 2 months. I'm not sure how many of you have gone to the grass and touched the grass with your bare feet in last 1 month. Try doing it. It's actually work. It's not immediate relief, but within 2-3 months you start seeing a lot of differences. Your mental health, your motivation, obesity, diabetes, inflammation, cytokines, everything start coming down. Even your gut health, because the soil has a spore forming bacteria, which is a very healthy bacteria for us. You don't have to dig grass and eat grass. You have to be in that environment, and you slowly start realizing your gut health is actually starting improving. Don't eat and sleep immediately. People, those who eat and sleep immediately, have found to have their insulin spiking throughout the night. But people, those who eat dinner and give a 2 hour of break of before sleeping, their insulin comes down and their cells become more insulin sensitive. So people, those who are sleeping with the food in their stomach, also feeling acid reflux, also having a longer insulin spikes, and also is trying to enter insulin resistance very soon. So I know many of you get tired after office, and eating and immediately sleeping is much more important. Try to eat and just sit for 45 minutes at least before sleeping, because this is one of the important thing is happening. And if you are going to sleep after you are tired, so then try to not eat any carb in dinner. Just have normal soup sort of things, or have little bit source of protein, but don't have a very carb rich food, because it's going to spike your glucose and insulin entire night. And because you are lying in the position, is not even not food is not moving to your gut, it's still in the stomach, it's still digesting, and your glucose is keep on absorbing your gut. entire blood. People, those who prioritize sleep, those who don't sleep with a full stomach, give a 2 hour gap, and then sleep for 6, 7 hours, 8 hours, actually wake up much fresher without lot of insulin resistance. They wake up with lot of insulin sensitive. But people, those who sleep lesser, sleep with the food in their stomach, actually wake up with the full stomach, acid reflux, and also a lot of insulin resistance. That these people, when they take morning sugary tea or any breakfast in the morning, their sugar spike is going to become much higher. Their insulin resistance is going to become much higher. But people, those who have taken the dinner a little early or given a 2 hour gap, have slept really well. When they eat the breakfast, the glucose spikes and insulin spike is much better. Their body is more insulin sensitive. This is found already in research, clinical research. This is one of the habit we can all follow this. There is no allopathy required to follow this habit. So these are the 10 habits, very easy to follow. I can quickly brush you again if you want. Uh, don't start your day with a sugary milk tea. Have soaked fenugreek seeds in the morning. Uh, have the right order. Eat the salad or vegetable first, then your protein and fat-rich food, then the starch and sugar. Eat fat like coconut, avocado, your soaked nuts, and they are more good healthy fat sources. Don't eat a lot of fried foods like your vada pav, menu vada, or samosa, chole bhature. Often, just limit them once in a month. But or even you are having those things, try to have a salad before them. I know it's very difficult, but yeah, these inflammatory foods cause a lot of insulin resistance. We don't realize it. Uh, try to walk for 10-15 minutes after each meal. Otherwise, just be in the standing position. Try to do intermittent fasting. Delay your breakfast as much as possible. Just take the help of black coffee or green tea or herbal tea, and then have your main course. Exercise, try to have 15 to 20 minutes of exercise every day. I would say if you can afford, go for 45-minute day, because now we are sitting on a chair for almost 8 to 10 hours. Uh, and even when we are coming back home, we are sleeping, we are lying on our sofa in the bed. We are actually very, very sedentary. Even the definition of sedentary has need to be updated. They say that someone who is doing the 1 hour exercise active is not actually a correct definition. Someone who is, standing, walking, and doing the exercise for almost for 3 hours, that should be the definition of active person. Even someone who is doing some activity for 1 hour, that person still qualifies sedentary lifestyle. Grounding, try to do grounding. This is very helpful, guys. You won't understand today, but when you do it for 3 months, 4 months, you will realize the benefit of it. Don't eat the food and sleep. Sleep well and wake up fresh. Your body will be much better insulin sensitive rather than insulin resistant. Now, some bonus slices, because you want something sweet, because I can't cut off all your sweets from your life. So I have to plug them somewhere there so that you can live your better life. So I have a couple of bonus for you. You can have stevia and monk fruit instead, mixed to your teas, which is you are taking in the afternoon. If you are making some dessert, you can have those things. This is much better alternate than the refined sugar. People don't understand it. We are sedentary, so we have to adapt to the today's lifestyle. We can't say, I will always have a refined sugar. This is my ancestors' diet. No, they were very, very active. Today's we cannot afford so much of refined sugar, so it's okay to take little bit stevia to manage your taste buds. It's okay to take the monk fruit extract in some of your dessert, mix it, avoid the refined sugar, still get a sweet taste, and enjoy your whatever dessert you will enjoy. But instead of taking a refined sugar, take the 0 calorie sweetener. These are not artificial sweetener. They don't disrupt your gut microbiome. In fact, they are little anti-inflammatory, and they are found to be very, very safe. And you hardly need 10 mg of them, so it's very low quality, and your entire body can get rid of them very easily. Your kidney doesn't get any damage with those. Artificial sweeteners have a lot of long-term damage, but these are not. You can have dates. If you have a sweet teeth, you crave some sugary or sweet thing after a meal. Dates are actually found to reduce your diabetes symptom. They are found to reduce your insulin resistance. They are found to reduce your obesity. Dates are very high in fiber, magnesium, zinc is little high. Couple of dates are okay to have. Even they are sweet, they have some fructose into it, but it's okay to have couple of dates. These are proven safe with diabetes people also. In the long term, when the diabetes people, normal people have eaten the dates, dates did not cause any hike in the HB1AC or any hike in insulin resistance. So 1 or 2 dates after dinner, instead of having your compound chocolate or instead of having your, any rubbish ice cream or something, have couple of dates. manage your curving, craving using the dates rather than having some sugary things. This is healthy and is found to be completely safe for the diabetes also. Yeah, these are the things I have to cover. I'm okay to take the questions, and I'm okay to connect on the LinkedIn also for the further doubts. These are my profile QR code, and you can search Manish Bhani on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect. I'll go back to the question answer in the chat and quickly take it. Mm. How to detect if insulin hyperinsulinemia? You can check it through insulin PP. Uh, if insulin PP, which is 1 hour or 2 hour after the breakfast, generally do it 1 hour after breakfast. If your insulin PP is coming more than 20, you are having some hyperinsulinemia. Hyperinsulinemia, is there a test treatment? Okay, nice. Is drinking milk at night good? No, not at all. How to reach out to you, Manish? Email. Uh, you reach out to me on LinkedIn DM. We take it forward from there. Yes,
Yes.
Shrikant.
If anyone's having any question, if anyone directly wants to talk to Manish, please raise your hand so that I'll add you to the panel. You can directly talk to Manish and ask your questions. So we have a few questions in Q&A also.
Can you give some more clarity on oils? Which ones to use and which one to avoid? So, cross cold press oil is a big scam because in India we don't use the cold press oil. We actually cook our food into that. So the moment you are cooking, the moment you are heating the oil, there is no point, having a cold press oil. The good oils are generally coconut oil. Ghee is also good in a limited quantity. Avocado's oil is good, but yeah, again, you can't heat it too much. Uh, Avoid peanut oil and soybean oil because they are very, very rich in omega-6. Mustard oil is also very altered in India right now, very high in omega-6. I would say coconut oil is good, but I think some people don't like the coconut oil, so then ghee is also good. Uh, but reduce your oil cooking as much as possible. Move to the water-based cooking. There are a lot of tons of recipe to make whatever things you have been making. You can make it in water also. You get the same taste. Instead of cooking the things in the oil, you can always make the puree of cashew or the coconut something and use them. You don't need oil actually. If you think, I don't use any oil right now. I take fat, I eat coconut. uh, I eat, so I'm a non-vegetarian, so I eat egg also, so I get some fat from its yellow part. uh, but I don't, we as a family, we are not cooking any of our food in oil. We don't have any oil in our home. All the things what we used to cook in oil now are being cooked in the water, and everything is tastes better. Ghee, if you can get high quality is good, but getting a good quality ghee is very, very rare. If you can make ghee at home, it's okay to have in little quantity. Just make sure 30 to 40 gram fat per day is okay. Don't overboard it. What are must food to eat that can reduce blood sugar? Fenugreek seeds are good. Dates are good. Uh, Mostly vegetables, green leafy vegetables, or even this okra and pumpkin, and uh, all the god fed families vegetables in the large quantities are good to have. A couple of bowl of dal is also good to have. Your rice in little quantity is also good to have. Rice spike the sugar, blood glucose, but if you take it after it, or if you mix it with the dal and the vegetable, it doesn't spike so much. You have to limit the quantity, of course. There are a lot of foods which helps in managing the blood sugar. There's a couple of supplements also which helps in the managing blood sugar. There's something called berberine supplement which also helps managing blood sugar. There's bitter melon supplement these days. There's a neem supplement also these days. Moringa leaves are very, very good. Drumstick is very, very good to manage the blood sugar. Uh, uh, yeah, so moringa drumstick from that plant. Bitter melon, we everyone know that it helps in managing your blood sugar. Fenugreek leafy fenugreek is also pretty good. Can we use mustard oil? I would say avoid. Is it true that dates available in the market are dipped in honey? No, not true. You can always get local dates which is very dried, and they are not dipped in the honey. What kind of ghee is best? Ghee is normal. I personally don't use the ghee, but I think you have to search the internet which kind of ghee is best. They say Bologna ghee is best, and my mother used to make ghee at home, so I don't know. She used to make it out of malai. I don't use any ghee now, so I'm living oil-free life, so I don't use ghee. Hey, thanks for information session. Now it's becoming viral to take 1 teaspoon of ghee in warm water and empty stomach. Is it? I have no clue. Some people take ghee in the morning. Some people are taking olive oil in the morning. And the narrative behind is that lipogenesis get blocked if you take the fat within it. But I don't believe into it because our fat get absorbed through the bile salt itself in the stomach and the in a small intestine only. So it cannot block your lipogenesis process because lipogenesis is happening in fat cells and your ghee doesn't reach there because your ghee get absorbed and converted to triglyceride in your intestine itself. Second question. Is honey can be considered as a healthier substitute for refined sugar? No, not really. Your date is better. Honey is still the same sugar, glucose, and fructose. Cup, one tiny tablespoon is okay to add into your green tea in the afternoon when you are not spiking your sugar. Already you have taken care of your morning routine. Uh, 2-3 gram of honey won't cause you a lot of sugar spikes, so it is good to have it. But if you are going to make your entire dessert or some recipe or kheer out of honey, I think that's then not recommended. Uh, Refined sugar anyway not recommended. Honey is okay to have in a tablespoon or teaspoon kind of thing. If you limit it to 5 gram or 10 gram max to per day, it's okay to have. How about jaggery in tea? Jaggery is almost similar like the refined sugar. It's just a one step before the refined sugar, but it still have some fiber and some minerals. But again, don't overdo it. Just try to limit it to 1 teaspoon and tablespoon, and it's fine. See yourself if you have developed a diabetes, if you are very obese, then these things become no for you. But even you are at a early stage of insulin resistance and you are taking care of other things, then you can enjoy these things. Is drinking milk and lemon tea is best for fat burner? No, not really. Is BPO 130/84 bad for someone age 38? No, this falls under allopathic approach. I cannot answer this question. Can we have paneer? You can have paneer sometime. Yeah. Cold press oil, wood press oil. Which one better? Nothing. Is taking dahi with meals helpful? Yes. Taking yogurt or dahi after your salad, one bowl of dahi of around 100 gram have a 10 to 11 gram of protein. It's okay to have dahi sometime if you are okay with the dairy. I personally don't do good with the dairy. I'm a lactose intolerant, but there are a lot of people those who do with very good with the dahi. You can have it. Any comments on milk and milk? So don't have milk. Milk as such is causing a lot of insulin resistance, lot of inflammation. If you have access to good milk, like Akshay Kalpa wala jo kar rahe hain, and couple of more people, uh, if you have access to good yogurt or something, I would say limit it, but don't have too much of dairy because dairy in generally have a lot of IGF kind of molecule. They actually make you insulin resistance in the longer term. So limiting their quantity is very important. Uh, I would say if you are diabetes, avoid all the milk product. But if you are into early stage of insulin resistance, you can have yogurt and curd and buttermilk also. Is honey good for diabetes? No. What about sugar-free powder? So stevia and monk fruit extracts are both safe. Suggest home-based physical activity without any equipment. Squatting, push-ups, standing on your toes, and again going back. Uh, this we call calf muscle exercise. You can search on the Google. Does ashwagandha increase weight? Not really, not really, not really. Ashwagandha's recommended dose is around 500 mg, and it doesn't increase the weight. In fact, it helps in the stress, but again, it's very debatable because ashwagandha's core ingredient, which is Vithania insomnia, is actually very debated now, and people don't have a standardized extract in India. And many people don't do good with the ashwagandha. Some people actually get constipation if they have a piles. Their piles get aggravated. Some people, in fact, have a dry tongue kind of a effect after ashwagandha. So ashwagandha actually doesn't fall under nutraceutical. It's fall under Ayurveda or the general alternative medicine. Uh, it's not clinically proven anywhere. Some people have some clinical data about ashwagandha, but it's very debatable. I've stopped eating sugar, but started using jaggery from last 6 months, but still my weight is not in control. Yeah, you have to check your insulin resistance. You have to work on insulin resistance. Probably you need a help of more intense protocol. Jaggery is just similar to the sugar. Don't have so much of jaggery. Uh, uh, we have to check your entire blood report. Why is happening? Your habits, your inflammation, your oxidative stress. A lot of things that to need to dig deeper to figure out why your weight is not in control. Would you suggest best fat burner? I have suggested the best fat burner is like walking after the meal, not sleeping with the uh, food in the stomach, sleeping well, having the fenugreek seeds. Fat burner drink. No fat burner drink. I'm not aware of any good fat burner drinks. Uh, Fenugreek seeds works really well. You can add cinnamon powder to your fenugreek seed chai also. Cinnamon is very, very nicely proven, clinically proven for, working on insulin resistance. So having even your evening tea or herbal tea, when you are having your evening herbal tea, if you can add a little bit cinnamon powder to it, it will actually help you in insulin resistance. If someone has to use oil, which oil one should cook in? It's very subjective question. I would say coconut oil is the best. Again, you have to limit your per day uses. Then your ghee is little good. Ghee is good. Your avocado oil is good. Olive oil is good, but you can't overheat it. You can't deep fry your food, but you can use it for your normal cooking. Which oil is to use for dressing? Olive oil and flaxseed oil is and sesame oil is good. Should we avoid eating pallet of fruits in one go to avoid spiking sugar? No, no, all fruit don't spike your sugar like this. There are only few fruits which spike sugar, very fast. Uh, one or two serving of fruits, not in the first half, but in the second half is found to be okay. You can quickly search which is the very high glycemic index fruit and which is normal fruit. I think guava is good fruit for you. Pineapple is also decent. Uh, there's some berries which is also good. There are a lot of fruits which is low glycemic index. Even watermelon is low glycemic index. Uh, you have to figure out. You have to figure out because there are a lot of fruits. I can't name every one of them. You have to figure out, and depending on the situation also, depending on your diabetes level, depending on your obesity level. But if you are normal, I think couple of serving of fruits per day is okay to have in second half, not in first half. Sorry, Shrikant, I lost the.
Is it correct to have black coffee or tea with ghee? Is it beneficial for our body?
Yeah, so the bullet coffee is found to be okay these days because it is now mixed with the oil or fat, which is your ghee. It's okay to have it. It's okay to even have it in the first half because it doesn't spike your caffeine level. It gives you a sustainable caffeine level. But don't become your caffeine addicted. Don't give the caffeine to your kids at home because caffeine in the early age of, when we are still teenager, cause a lot of bad damage. But for adults, it's found to be okay, so don't give caffeine to the kids. For adults, caffeine or this black tea or black coffee mixed with the ghee is good to have if you have to have it. But know that don't overdo it because addiction forming.
Yeah. If anyone
Should
would
we
like to
avoid it?
ask any question, meanwhile, please raise your
We both
hands. You can
correctly
directly
black
talk to
coffee
Manish. I'll add you to the panel.
with benefit. Not benefit,
And
coffee is not beneficial to the body, but it help you move to the day, it help you give you some energy, it help you crack the interview, it help you crack the exams, it help you reach your office with energy, it helps you crack, talk in the meeting really well. So before this call, I have taken the black coffee and I have my energy. So use it as a hack, use it as an instrument to help you navigate. Don't have it as a daily food that you have to have a coffee. Should we take omega-3 supplement? You can take if you are vegan and vegetarian, you can take, but if you are non-vegetarian, then you don't need it. What are the sign of obesity specific kid? Simple. You have to check their neck. If the neck is getting darkening, you have to check their skin tags. If they are getting some skin tags somewhere, abdominal obesity is very good sign to check. If the kids are getting a lot of abdominal obesity, so the infant which are born with a lot of fat is a different, but the kid which is like 7 8 year old kid, if they are having the abdominal obesity, that is then go and check the doctor to just quantify if they are somewhat obese or the obese. uh, Again, checking their insulin is also a good way to start with. Is the omega-3 fish oil capsule are good for health? It's okay to have because if you are consuming a lot of omega-6 in your normal diet, so omega-3 balance out the bad for omega-6. So you can have the one or two supplements of omega-3. No side effect. Omega-3 is pretty safe, depending on which brand you're buying, but omega-3 in general is pretty safe. We consume omega-3. Our brain has omega-3. Our brain is made of DHA and EPA. You can also have a flaxseed oil of flax. You can have a flaxseed also for omega-3. It's a vegan flaxseed, but it still is converted to the omega DHA and EPA. You can get a vegan omega-3 supplement also. You can get the fish oil supplement also. It's safe to have omega-3. Can sesame oil be used for home cooking instead of sunflower oil? Yes, sesame oil can be used. You have to check a smoking point, but again, not too much. It's very heavy on the stomach. You can't use too much sesame oil. Black coffee with lemon, is it good for her? to have. I think it should be good to have. I personally never tried it, so I don't have a much view about it. How many carbs should I have in a meal? Is it fine to mix carbs like rice and roti? Yeah, it's okay to mix both. It's okay. Uh, Generally, general rule of thumb is if you are having a thali or something, your one half part should be the raw vegetable like salad and sabji. Your quarter part should be like protein and fat, and the remaining quarter part should be your rice and the roti. I would say in generally today's we are living on 1800 Generally for today's our adult, which in India are 1800 calories and 2000 calories is good. We should not eat 2400 calories or 2500 calories. If we are having 1800 calories, then we get a budget of 600 calories in the breakfast, 600 calories in the lunch, and 600 calories in the dinner. Generally, one bowl of rice and couple of chapati is okay if we are able to manage with one full plate of salad. We will not cross 600 calories if we are having a normal healthy balance meal. How do mental and stress level control? Lot. Mental health. So, if you have known my my LinkedIn profile, I always say that you have a 5 pillars of well-being. One is your exercise, another your nutrition, another your sleep, but the fourth one is removal of your toxicity, and fifth one is your building your positive mindset. People those who are in high in stress tend to have stress eating habits, tend to have a more inflammation in their gut, tend to have a IBS, tend to have more insulin resistant. People those who sleep less also tend to have the same things. So mental health and stress level contribute to insulin resistance a lot. That's why going in the morning and getting earthing, getting the sun, I was very looks like very spiritual, religious kind of a thing, but it's clinically proven to help you in different ways. So earthing, connecting with the earth and the soil, getting a fresh air when you are standing, getting the sunlight, from the sun is actually balances all your entire body. It actually helps you holistically correct your mental health, stress level, inflammation, everything. That's why I was saying you may take the grounding part as very light, but don't take it light. Take it more seriously than other habits. You need to go to the sun, you need to go to the ground, you need to touch, you need to drink water in the morning, and you need to take a fresh breath in the morning. All the 4 5 elements actually start get purified with this. Just wondering, berberine can be taken with metformin? No. So yeah, you have, if you are taking metformin, then metformin and berberine interact with each other. Berberine is as effective as metformin. You have to talk to your doctor. Uh, your doctor will monitor your blood glucose, or either you have to monitor your blood glucose. Suppose if you are on 500 mg of metformin in the morning, empty stomach breakfast, then start your berberine one capsule before lunch, and then check your blood glucose. If it's going too down, then you have to meet your doctor, ask him or ask them to reduce your metformin doses, and then continue your berberine. Otherwise, you are going to face the hypoglycemia kind of a thing. So if you are having a metformin, then you have to discuss your physician, because metformin falls under the allopathic thing. And the moment you are taking anything allopathic, my all the advice actually stands void, because I can't conflict with their prescription. Multiple skin takes a sign of insulin. Yes. Skin takes a big sign of insulin resistance. How to avoid omegas in our diet? Avoid oils. We have to get good quality bourbon. How to how about avocado? Avocado oil is actually imported in India, so I am not sure about the quality, but you have to figure out from your own sources. Berberine, you have a couple of good supplement in India. Healthy is good. Uh, Even couple of new has come. Jesco has come up. There are a lot of bourbons. So it's a pretty commodity thing. So I think not many supplement guys will do a wrong thing with it, because it's a pretty commodity thing. You can buy the berberine supplement from the normal Amazon in India. Have to drop it session. What and which brand do you like? If millet reduce diabetes. Yeah, millet is found to be, but I personally don't have any experience. How does this habit allow to avoid the medicine? No, so you have to reduce your insulin resistance. You have to work on your obesity and diabetes. Then when you slowly work and bring your insulin resistance to insulin sensitive, your doctor itself will, reduce your doses. How much sugar intake is permissible for the normal person? Would you suggest whey protein for someone who gets to the gym regularly and says from plan? Whole food is good. Yeah, if you are on very low on the normal protein, generally you are not getting 20 30 gram from your diet. It's okay to supplement with the protein supplement. We generally need 0.5 to 0.8 gram. But if we are going gym, 1 gram per kg is also okay. only thing to increase the protein is that you have to digest the protein. If you are not digesting the protein, there is no point supplementing with the protein on top of it. People actually are not digesting the protein really well, and on the top of it, they are supplementing it. And papaya and pear be eaten diabetes. Is it high? You have to check. Papaya, I think no. Papaya is low glycemic. Pear, I'm not sure. And today's pear are all GMO. They are very, very sweet. So I'm not sure. Black on neck and text, which indicates yes. Can you suggest good protein diet for vegetarian? Also B12 and D3. Uh, so multivitamins are a good thing to have instead of having a B12 and D3 alone, because we generally are B12 deficient, we are B9 deficient also, B3 deficient also. Sometimes we are, so that D3 alone doesn't get absorbed. We have to take K2 source also. Find out very good multivitamin on this channel. I cannot suggest a multivitamin because I personally don't know which brand is doing pretty good job in India at a back end. Uh, Protein diet for vegetarian. There are a lot of protein diet on vegetarian. Just Google searches, you will find a lot of option on the protein diets. No, Centrum is not okay. Centrum is garbage.
Yeah, I have one personal question from my side, I guess.
Would you
I've
recommend
recently
earthing
seen few
grounding mats
ads.
as in yeah, Srikanth. So
Yeah,
grounding mats are a new topic and everyone is talking about it. Yeah, but I'm not sure how efficient they are. They are efficient, but I am not sure if your house is really earth well or not. You have to check with the meter also. Uh, it's really tough to walk barefoot or get out with pollution. Okay. You have to find out some space in your society, somewhere the green space where you can actually get earthing. If there's a lot of limitation, like there's extreme pollution outside or you can't walk there, then I think grounding mats need to be procured. Yeah, then you need it. How good is dark chocolate? Dark chocolate is okay to have it. Uh, it has to be pure dark chocolate or just with very little, dates or sugar. Don't have it every day because the theobromine, there is a chemical or theobromine which is just equivalent to caffeine, and some people actually get mild stomach lining irritation with lot of dark chocolate. Just see how do you respond to it. I personally don't respond very good with the dark chocolate, so I don't eat it, but people eat it. For our sweet cravings, yes, you can have dark chocolate for your sweet cravings. Dark chocolate mixed with the dates are good. What are good food sources for omega-3? Fish is good. For the vegan, eating flaxseed is good. There are a couple of more also omega-3 sources. I'm not able to recall. You have to search, but they are pretty two, three good sources of omega-3. Olives are also good. Olive oil also have some omega-3 into it. Walnut has very less omega-3, but it's okay to have walnuts. Couple of walnuts soaked for omega-3, but it is still is very less. It's not quantifiably high quality. Well, it's not too much. You need around 400 mg to 600 mg of omega-3 per day. Chia seeds also have a little bit omega-3, but it's good to have. You can have it.
I was seeing few ads on apple cider vinegar recently on this gut health and all related things. So, is it viable or is it just another scam from this medical industries and all?
So apple cider vinegar is not very efficient actually. People say add vinegar to your meal, it will reduce your spike. So people those who have a very less stomach acid, they do really good when you increase their acidity of a meal by adding little bit vinegar to it. But people those who eat or drink apple cider vinegar in the morning empty stomach, like they take a couple of spoon and they dissolve in the water and they drink it. Down the line, many people have shown stomach lining irritation and other issues because when you wake up in the morning, you generally don't want to spike your stomach acid so fast. So it's not a good method to do it. But yeah, if you have a very weak stomach acid and you are not able to digest your normal meal, it's okay to add little bit vinegar to your meal preparation itself to increase the acidity of the entire meal. But it's not okay to increase the acidity of your empty stomach.
There's another question.
It's a Ayurvedic herb, Ayurvedic medicine. Entire combination is a couple of herbs are good, but I personally have not used it. But it is proven Ayurvedic people have been using it. Uh, it can actually work. Berberine supplement can also work. Cinnamon supplement can also work. You have to test. Should we
Should we
soak nuts
soak?
overnight? Walnuts and almonds are there tangible benefit to eating it soaked or is it not pollution? I would say soak them. I know there are a couple of reels circulating which say you don't soak them because there is nothing. I would always say soak them, especially almonds. Soak them and remove its peel. Because if you realize that if you eat its peel also, you realize it's really different taste, little harsh on your gut. I would say soak them is good. I know a couple of reels has circulated where say soaking them doesn't help anyway. They still have a phytonutrient. They still stop your absorption. But I would personally always say soak them. Someone should one avoid fix? No, you can have your fix. Have it
There's a
as a
question
free.
in Q&A, I guess. How to
Huh?
avoid omega-6 in your diet?
Avoid oils. I said omega-6 oils are the biggest source of omega-6. Our general normal grains also have little bit omega-6, but that is manageable by our body itself. But these oils where we deep fried our food or we apply oil on a paratha or fry samosa and all those things, these are a very high source of omega-6. So I would say move as much you can to your water-based cooking. And for your daily fat needs, eat food which are high on fats, like coconut is there, avocado is there, olives are there. There are other fatty foods also. You can search on Google. These are the three names which comes often come in my mind. But yeah, you can easily get 30 to 40, 50 gram of healthy fats from your fruits and other sources other than your oils.
Are fried stuff okay? Are air fried stuff okay?
Yeah, so air fried stuff is okay if you are not cooking them at 180 degrees centigrade. I have been written about it many times that when we cook food in oil and when we cook them, above 120, 130 or 140 degree, yeah, AG is formed, which is called advanced glycinated end product. Advanced glycinated end product is one of the main reason when I say fried food or processed foods are really bad because these are the chemicals which our body take much longer to process. Plus, these are the chemicals which attach with our tissue and damage the tissue. It causes a lot of oxidative stress in your entire body level. AGs are really tough to digest. Little bit AG we can digest, our body can manage, but we are overdoing AGs these days. So if you are using air fryer, don't cook your food at 180 degrees centigrade. Cook your food at 110 or 120 degree max. So that AGs could not be formed. AGs generally form at 130 and 140 degrees. No, so cholesterol has a very, very big topic actually. There are two, three kind of cholesterol. There's a VLDL, LDL, and SDL, and even triglyceride also fall into it, cholesterol, according to. So cholesterol, not all cholesterol are bad. You need to understand saturated fat limited when 30 to 40 gram per day is actually found to be really healthy. People overdo it, saturated fat with the omega-6, omega-3, and omega-9, and then they come back to the saturated fat. Uh, if you limit your entire fat day consumption maximum 50 gram, you will not see your bad cholesterol rising up. If your bad cholesterol rising up, your root cause is something else. Probably you have developed the oxidative stress. You are going through a lot of oxidative stress, and probably you have developed a lot of insulin resistance. That's why your triglycerides is picking up. Saturated fat is good if you limit them up to the 30, 40, 50 gram per day, depending on your body weight, of course. Rajkumar Rahul is a muscle cycle. Like samosas. Okay, you can have it sometime uh, once in a month or twice in a month, I would say. If you are doing other thing good, I think a couple of times in a month is okay to have. What's the food that's easy to make tasty and healthy? There are a lot of, I think I would say dal is very easy to make for me. If you're non-vegetarian, eggs are pretty easy to make. Even other things are easy to make. If you move to the water-based cooking now, everything become very easy. What we are doing right now, we actually pouring the oil in our utensil, then roasting onions, tomatoes, and pouring all the masalas there, and then almost taking 15-20 minutes to make that gravy, then making some of the things in that, and then it's almost taking 30-35 minutes. The moment you move to the water-based cooking, you just put the utensil on a flame, pour water, just chop your vegetables like onion, tomato, pour it and pour the vegetables and just put the pan and just boil it for 15-20 minutes. And you see that it's very easy to make it also and it's very tasty to eat it also. Can you
Okay.
give some quick tips on weight loss? Entire session about was the obesity. How to reduce belly
Yeah,
fat.
so let's take question from Dattatreya, I guess.
Yeah, I
That is
think
on.
I thanks Srikant. I don't have any questions. I just wanted to thank Manish. I mean, it's been so
Oh,
patiently going through all the questions and answering. I really appreciate the knowledge and taking time and sharing with us. One question, basically, I would say I think most of my questions are answered. But how do we inculcate this habit? I think it's quite difficult because you talked about so many tips and hacks,
No,
right?
no. It's not
Suddenly,
so many
because
things actually. It's not so many things actually. If you try, whenever you wake up, that's what I'm sorry, I'm cutting you out, but I can actually cut because
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, that's fine.
last year also I was at the same phase. I developed a lot of insulin resistance. I had developed this in skin tech during that time, and since then I have reduced almost 9 kg now, and I have reduced my insulin resistance a lot. Honestly, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's very easy to do it. Once you start understanding your habits, it's pretty easy to do. You need to learn the habit stacking concept from your, atomic habit kind of thing.
Yeah.
When the morning you wake up, it's very easy to, build a habit. When you are finishing your dinner, when you're going to the kitchen to put your plate, at the same time, soak your fenugreek seeds. Don't push it for your sleeping time. If you push your sleeping time and you lay down in your bed, you will not never wake up and go back to the kitchen. So you have to do habit stacking. The moment you are going in the kitchen, putting a plate, the same time soak your fenugreek seeds in a bowl or the glass. Your fenugreek seeds part is done. The moment you have soaked it, morning you will have it. Morning when you wake up, when you do the brush, before doing a brush or before going to the washroom, just take out 15 minutes for yourself. Uh, just 15 minutes, just wake up and say 15 minutes is mine. Quickly go out, remove your floaters or sleeper, touch the ground, look at the sun, and drink your almost 300, 400 ml water during that time. Come back, then do the brush and then go to the washroom. Once you do this thing in the morning, your almost 50% task is done. Now, when you are packing your lunch or when you are having a breakfast, having a half a cucumber is very easy to have today's time. You have to just plan your grocery in such a way that whenever you are ordering any vegetables or fruits, you have to order a cucumber also at the same time. You have to just make a mental mode. If I'm ordering any groceries, by design, I'm adding the cucumber to it. If it's winter, add the carrots. If it's summer, add the cucumber. It's very easy to do it. The moment you're planning your groceries, just add cucumbers to it. Peeling one cucumber hardly take 1 minute. The moment you're sitting on the table, you realize, oh, I have not no salad with my meal. Just quickly get up, go to the kitchen, peel one cucumber, start eating that cucumber, come back to your table. The moment you come back to your table, you realize you have finished the half cucumber by the time. It's very easy to do it. Cucumber is most safest raw vegetable we can have right now in India because other vegetable come from far. Cucumber has its own peel. You can peel it off, safeguard. It's very watery, little bit fiber, no sugar at all. All electrolytes, good magnesium, potassium comes into it. So it's pretty good, safe to have it. So having one half cucumber or one and a half cucumber in an entire day is quite easy to do it. When you come back from an office, suppose you come back from office at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, say you come pretty late, for example, and you are going to sit for your meal, uh, have your meal. Now you are tired, your back is paining, your neck is paining, you want to just lay down. Try to just lay down in such a position that your stomach is not flat. You lay down like this. If you want to watch TV, if you want to talk to your family member, if you want to do anything, of course, if you can afford 10, 15 minutes of walking after dinner, it's another one. If you want to catch up with your family member, want to call any friends, instead of calling them in the evening, always call them after dinner.
Yeah.
15 minutes walking is pretty easy to manage these days because always when we come back from office, we always have to catch up with someone. किसी का हमने फोन काटा होता है दिन में बोलता है कि रात को कॉल करूंगा. This always happen, right? So just call them person and talk 15 minutes okay to spend with the family and then just sit in this position for 45 minutes. This is good enough to manage your uh, bowel movement and the stomach things. If you are going to lie down, then don't have so much of spicy and fried food. Don't have your chicken tikka in the night. Don't have your, very spicy food or the gravy wala food in the night if you are going to lie down immediately.
Mm.
Because that fat and the spices is going to irritate your stomach lining much faster. And when you wake up in the morning, you're going to wake up with a lot of stomach burnings and so you are feeling very hungry. You don't realize you are not actually hungry. Your stomach lining was burning entire night. Now that acid is actually giving you that impression that you are very, very hungry. So your intermittent fasting get disrupted because you don't give a 2 hour gap between sleeping. So these are the
Good.
5, 6 things. If you follow, you actually become
Yeah.
very easy. It's not very tough to do. 15 minutes in the morning is the first thing you have to take. And then just read couple of habit stacking models. You will quickly, you know,
Get into
attach
the
things
track.
with your other habits and you will realize that you don't even have to remember those.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
How difficult will it be to switch to water-based cooking from oil-based cooking? Could you please suggest where to find authentic water cooking recipe? There is no recipe for water-based cooking actually. That's the thing. You have to pour the water in your utensil. Whatever you're making, just chop and put it, put everything, whatever you're chopping, want to cook together. If you're cooking okra, tomato, onion, put it there. Put your spices in that. Put the, whatever, say, if you are making pressure cooker, put the pressure cooker lid and just cook it for 10, 15 minutes. That's it. Slowly, you will alter your taste and realize that what things need to be corrected or not, and you will come with your own taste, like salt and everything. There is no oil required and the water-based cooking. And you will realize when you eat water-based cooked food in the night, you actually digest it really faster, and your doing intermittent fasting become very, very easy. And your entire digestive system, your constipation, chronic constipation, everything will start curing. And you realize that. It's a long-term game, but yeah, if you do it, it benefits a lot. Now, black coffee doesn't break your intermittent fasting. Having black coffee with uh, ghee or coconut is also doesn't break your intermittent fasting. Can you see some more questions on the top of it? I think I missed some.
Uh, Food source for vitamin B12, I guess. Is
Uh,
eating raw onion okay?
raw onion, uh, raw onion is okay. You have to check your own reaction to it. Some people don't do pretty good with the raw onion because of there's a lot of high sulfur content in the raw onion. Some people do a lot of burping and farting after it. And I personally don't eat raw onion, but there are a lot of people those who eat a lot of raw onion. You have to check your own stomach reaction to it. Food source for vitamin B12, you have to check Google. Generally, vitamin B12 is not made by the vegan or any vegetarian source. It's always made by the gut bacteria. So non-veg sources are pretty good. Uh, uh, there's a yeast B12 also available, which falls in the vegan category. You can check that. Otherwise, improving your gut health is one of the primary thing, like grounding and going to the park. And if you are still very B12 deficient, you have to take the supplement for it. Are you loco ovo vegetarian? Are you? I'm not lacto. I don't do very good with the lactose thing, but I'm non-vegetarian. Is sabudana khichdi good to eat during fasting to get some carb? No, it's not actually. It's if you dig deeper, you realize the sabudana is actually industrial made things. They make it with some arrowroot or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. They make it with something else, and it's a pure carb things, and it actually spikes your sugar. You don't even get little fiber before that. You don't even get protein and fat before that. You just eat the sabudana khichdi. Uh, I'm not sure. It's not a good thing. Non-veg source of B12. Mostly all the sources which has the gut into them are the good source of B12. Uh, you have to check how many levels they have, but yeah, all the non-veg sources are the good source of B12. Is it okay to have take 2 egg yolks every day? Why egg yolk? Have entire whole egg. Don't only have the egg yolk. Don't throw out the red white part if you have some other allergic reaction. Otherwise, okay to have it, but otherwise, it's good to have the wholesome egg rather than having only the yellow part. Is brown bread good than white bread? Both are almost same. Only have it sometime when you are having buffet and when you have to have a bread butter sort of thing, but don't have it. Don't bring it to your home. Are rotis better than rice? No, no, not exactly. So we rice is little better than the rotis actually. Uh, rotis, uh, though they have little more fiber than the white rice or the red rice, but overall rotis have this protein called the gluten, and many of adults, high stress people, and in general we can't digest the gluten 100%. We can hardly digest 25 to 40% gluten. So even rotis have some little more protein than the rice, but that extra protein we cannot digest. Okay. Is organic food a scam? Any trusted brand for same? No, I don't know, and I personally don't procure any organic food as of now. I don't know organic food is a scam or not. Do visit some of the farmers. I try to understand them. From my understanding is some people are doing organic food, and but it's very difficult to do organic food in India because it's very difficult to not use any pesticides. I mean that only whole egg and not to avoid egg yolk. These are very right. No, no, don't throw your egg yolk. Have it egg yolk it is very high in choline, which is a very good source of your vitamin B source. In the presence of choline only you absorb the B12 and B9. So don't throw your egg yolk. It has very high quality fat into it. Uh, don't throw it. It's very good thing to have. And cereals and flakes like Kellogg's in the morning. Don't have cereals and flakes in the morning. Never have. Can you suggest some food which we can eat during fasting? I don't do fasting. Uh, uh, Sorry, I don't know much which food you can have. So if you have carb, your fast is broken. Uh, I don't know about the fasting food. Same session. Thank you, Manisha. Thank you so much. Please share some product name of stevia. Stevia is pretty commodity these days. There are a couple of starter. I don't remember the name, but stevia you will find it on Amazon. Generally, it comes suspended in the erythritol or xylitol, because stevia itself is only 10 mg is enough to make your entire thing sweet. So they generally suspend it into erythritol. So a lot of erythritol and xylitol is not good, but a pinch of it to just make your tea or your herbal tea or your dessert sweet is okay to have for kids also. Thanks so much for your patient answering. How bad are sweeteners for people with diabetes? So artificial sweeteners are in long term are not good, but monk fruit extract and stevia is found to be decent and good. If the someone who's very adamant to have something sweet with the diabetes, then you should move to the monk fruit or the stevia. If they are okay to not take it, then it's good to have. Then it's not good to have even have stevia and monk fruit also. Yeah, for kids also no flex, no flakes. Very bad. Yeah, no cereal. Very bad. Is it okay to leave sweets completely? Yes, it's okay to leave sweets completely. You will change within 6 months. Your mental health, your inflammation, your perspective about your own self, everything will change in 6 months if you leave sweets completely. Is maida that bad? Can be consumed occasionally? Yes, can be consumed occasionally. It's not that bad. It's just a pure refined carbs out of whole wheat. It has a lot of gluten to it, so it doesn't absorb. It's not a good source of protein. Anyone is selling you maida as a protein source, just call it a bullshit. Sometimes it's okay to have, yeah. Only brown bread with tea for kids, okay? No, not at all. So tea, milk tea, sugar milk tea, you mean? And brown bread again is pure carbs and just a gluten-based protein. It's not good, not at all. What is best for kids in morning? Uh, Again, for kids, again, if you can give them, if you're non-vegetarian, if you can give them one boiled egg or one omelette, it's pretty good to have. If you can cook something at your home like besan ka chila, millet ka chila, even the dosa, which is like made of the rice and the urad dal at home. Um, so even the rice dosa, which is cooked in the little bit oil, just use a very little bit oil. Uh, Even it is made of the rice, pure white rice, it is mixed with the urad dal. If this is eaten after, some fiber source like the vegetables, like cucumber, or the protein source like the egg and fat, this doesn't spike so much. So same food, which is like a normal your plain white rice, will become so much spiking, but you eat it at the third stage, it's become not so spiking and actually gives you the long-term satiety and it actually keeps you full and keep on giving you energy. Yeah, fiber little bit help with the insulin sensitivity, depending on which fiber. So psyllium husk actually takes away the triglyceride from your body. Vegetable fiber, which is come from your cucumber, carrot, and all the vegetable what you cook is also okay to have. It's very good to have. It's improve your insulin sensitivity some level. You don't need artificial or the fiber supplement as of now because we Indian can actually consume a lot of fiber in our daily things. But it does. If you protein fiber supplement or even the calculated quantified quantification of fiber is actually proven clinically to reduce your insulin resistance and improve your insulin sensitivity. Is it okay to consume butter available in the market like Amul butter? I think sure. Yeah, it's okay to consume. Sorry, I had a typing mistake between whole grain and the grains. Whole grains. So what kind of whole grains? So uh, wheat as a whole grain is good than a maida. On the other hand, uh, there are some dal like uh, so it's very generic question. I wouldn't. I have to look at specific grains of that. If this is whole is okay, or you have to peel its outer layer and make it more digestible. Some people doesn't do really good with the black gram, which we call kabuli chana. For them, it's okay to remove the outer part and only eat the yellow chana dal. because they do very good there. So depend on your body type, depend on your reaction. Whole grain, I have to look individual grain wise.
Thank you, Manish, for your patience, particularly. You have answered almost every question they have asked. So thank you so much. Since Manish have showed you the QR and his profile in LinkedIn, you can go and follow him there. Thank you so much, Manish. Thank you, everyone. You've been
Welcome,
great
welcome,
audience
Shivam.
today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you.
I wish I could able to add little value to your life.
Of course,
Even
you
if
did. You
not,
did exactly.
even if not, you can always reach out to the DM in LinkedIn. I try to clarify this recording and this PPT. I think reach out to you somehow. Uh,
Yeah, I'll send them. I'll.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
everyone.
Have a nice day. Bye. Bye.
Sigan, can I drop now?
Yeah, yeah, Manish, you can drop now. I'll share the feedback also to you, and I'll also share you the recording link so that you may also can, if you want to show it to someone, we
Yeah,
can do
sure.
that as well. Because
Thank you.
since you have got few compliments also, like you are looking like Rajkumar Rao. I'll take it as a compliment if someone's give it to me. So
Thank you.
I guess you're
Even
taking
I'm
it the
not
same
sure
way.
why this is coming. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Manish. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.